YouTube, what's going on? It's Perry Power here. This is my very first video on YouTube, which is cool. To be honest, if it wasn't for TikTok, I probably wouldn't be on here doing this. And that is because I joined TikTok like a week ago now, in the middle of November. And I've had a lot of people ask me to create a YouTube channel. And it was never something that I thought of, but a lot of people asked for it. And I was like, you know what? I may as well do it, because it's just another platform for me to push my message out on. So the whole point of this first video is for you guys to know a bit about me and more about my stories. So I'm an actor, I'm a storyteller, I'm an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for 6-7 years now, and I work in the online space in the fitness world. But my personal story is what has gotten me traction, is what's given me an audience to speak to, and it's what's given me a real mission to really wake up every day with a purpose and wake up every day to talk to people and to help these people who are silent to break that silence. In 2017, June the 1st, my dad had a heart attack and he died instantly, out of nowhere, completely out of the blue. And I went down a 6-month journey of, all I can say was tough. It was really tough. Me and my dad, we were best friends. My mum walked out when I was 4, so he practically raised me. To lose someone that's not only your dad, but who's also your best friend, can't describe it in words. I really can't. It's like you see it in the films, you see it on a TV show, and you get emotional for the characters going through it, but you can't really relate to it unless you've been through it. And the only person I had lost in my life was my nan before that, which was obviously tough, but nothing compared to your own father. And about 6 months into grieving, I remember this vividly. I was in my house and I was brushing my teeth. I spit the toothpaste out into the sink and I look up to the mirror and I just caught myself, and it's almost as if I hadn't really looked at myself for like 6 months. And it was the first time I actually looked at myself for longer than half a second. And I was staring at myself, and like I didn't know who was looking back at me in the mirror. It wasn't Perry. It wasn't Perry Power. I didn't know who that was. And it literally just dawned on me. It's like somebody flicked a switch in my brain. Perry, you need to change. If you was to step into a time machine right now and fast forward to 25 years time, because my dad was 48 when he died, like he wasn't even 50. It's like if you get into a time machine right now, fast forward to the age that your dad was, you'll probably be in the same position. And I knew it had to change. Because for 3 years prior to my dad's death, he went down this very self-sabotaging journey. He became an alcoholic, a very good one at that. And he was an invisible alcoholic. 99.9% of the family didn't know about it. He didn't eat food. He became very negative. I remember one time I texted him, I was like, Dad, why are you drinking so much? And he goes, son, I'm drinking to fight away the demons in my head. When I look back, I'm like, at the time I didn't really know what he was talking about, but now looking back, it all makes sense. All of the, like before, the dots were scattered around everywhere, bit here, bit here, bit here, bit here. But now as I started to understand the journey and understand his story, all the dots just came into one line and it all connected and it all made sense. All of my life I've been wearing different masks. All of my life, year upon year upon year upon year, I've hated who's been looking back at me in the mirror. I knew I wasn't a real, authentic and vulnerable Perry. I didn't want to cry in front of people. I wanted to be this tough man, but I walk along the street, somebody double looks at me. I'm like, who are you looking at? Yeah, because I have this thing to prove. Puff my chest out, right? Curl more weight in the gym to prove that I'm a man. And it was just this cycle that only got worse as the years went on. And I was at a mastermind event for business. And a mastermind event is like where you and maybe 5 or 10 other people, very small, very intimate, go to this location in the world where you go there and it's all about opening up and learning business strategies and personal growth and mindset. So I went there to predominantly build my online fitness business. But that wasn't like the chunk of gold that I took from that. It wasn't anything to do with business. It was the fact that very, very bloody randomly, I'm sitting there with 5 other people. And they did the whole, right, guys, introduce yourself. What is your name? Where are you from? A little bit of a backstory. There's 5 of us. And they started off on the other side of the room and they're coming around. I'm like, what should I say? I don't want to say, hey guys, hey, my name is Perry Power. you know, all that boring cliche stuff. I was like, what can I say that is different? What can I say that in just a short minute or so, they would really know who I am on an intimate level? It got around to me, and then I shared my secret, right? I'm driving home from this mastermind. I'm sitting in this bubble of just abundance and possibility. I'm like, wow, I've just shared something that I've kept secret for 14 years. I need to like carry on. Because if I go back home and I get back into my bubble, which I've lived in my entire life, whereas now I'm in this mastermind, my bubble is just increasing in size, I need to carry on increasing it. So I'm like, well, I'm doing it now. Pulled the car over onto this random housing estate, and put my phone up on the dashboard, and I hit record. Started to say my story, started crying. No, people can't see me crying on social media. They can't see that. They think I'm a wimp. So I stopped recording, redid it. Took me 7 takes, right? Posted it on Facebook, and then I threw my phone in the back of the car. I was like, I can't look at it. I can't look at it. So 10, 15 minutes later, I get home, park the car up, get my phone from the back of the car, and I look at it. And that right there was when my life changed. That was where I got the response that I never ever expected. So when I was 10 years old, for over a year, I was repeatedly sexually abused by my granddad. And every time I go around the house, he'd always do things to me, and he'd make me keep quiet about it. You know, he's like, shh. He'd manipulate me to believe that what he was doing to me was okay, because he's my granddad. I look up to him. He ain't gonna do anything wrong to me. I was a naive little child. I was 10 years old. I didn't even know what sexual abuse was at that time. You know, we're talking 15 years ago. I kept it a secret year upon year. I was blaming myself. Why didn't I talk out about it? Why didn't I? Did I enjoy it? What kind of a horrible little kid would not talk out about something that was going on for over a year? All of a sudden, my granddad wasn't a bad person anymore. I was. I became, well, to begin with, the victim in my story, and then I also started to become the villain of my story. I started to hate myself. I was like, I can't go down the same road, and that's why I then shared it on social media. And I thought that the world would go against me. I thought they would hunt me down and burn me alive with pitchforks, and they would just shut me away and won't understand my story. They wouldn't understand the way I'm feeling. They won't get me. They'll think I'm a freak. They'll think I'm an outcast. They wouldn't be able to relate. But then when I shared my story, I saw how many people actually experienced what I went through. And it was crazy. It was phenomenal. Here's the thing. When I shared that story, I shared it for me. Because I was just sick and tired of being secret, of wearing all these masks upon masks for 14 years. I can't do this anymore. I need to rip off all these masks, rip off all the band-aids. I don't want to go down the same road as my dad. I need to talk out about this right now. For me, I need to get it off my bloody chest. I need to break through all the chains holding me back. Once I'd done that and I saw the reaction, it then became very apparent that I need to start sharing consistently for other people, so I can give them the light in a world full of darkness. So I can give them the permission to share their story. I can give them the permission to break their silence. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to dedicate this channel to a whole host of things. A lot of it will be some acting work of mine, some storytelling stuff, but it's predominantly going to be for those who are silent, for those who just need support. And that's what this channel is going to be for. And carry on watching me on TikTok. I do short little videos on there. And if you're subscribing to this YouTube channel, definitely stay tuned. Definitely share the videos, because the only way that my message and these videos can get out to more and more people who actually need to hear the words that I'm saying, that actually need to see the abundance of people that have experienced it, that are now coming out of the woodworks and they're coming out of the dark caves into the light, they're breaking their silence. People need to see this, but I can only get there with your help. Only like you guys, liking, commenting, sharing, spreading the word, tagging people. I can only get there with your guys' help. I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to be doing regular videos. And guys, I love all of you beyond anything. And as always, okay, as always, my DMs on Instagram are open. The comments down below this YouTube video, I will reply back. I will love them. TikTok, the same thing. You can message me on TikTok. You can comment to my videos on TikTok as well, and I will respond. All right? Love all of you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.